lid, and turn off the heat. Let steam for 2 minutes. While that is steaming, my kale stem tip is nothing more than juicing all this goodness before tossing these nutritious stems away. Now, kale can be quite bitter, so I'm adding a couple green apples here. This looks so refreshing, I cannot wait to have some. But stop, the kale is ready, way beyond the 2 minutes. But hey, 2 to 5 minutes, no big deal. Here, transfer the kale to a strainer to let out any excess water. Flavoring. Add 1 or 2 pinches sea salt, squeeze of lemon, and a little, optional of course, oil such as olive oil, and I have avocado oil here, so I'm just going to drizzle on a bit. Toss and you're ready to eat. Of course, garnish with lemon makes it look pretty. Now, for the raw massaged kale. I have a recipe for massaged kale in my book, Detox Delish, Your Guide to Clean Eating, on page 117. And here we are going to make about half the recipe using 1 bunch of kale again. Wash, destem. After destemming the kale, chiffonade the kale by tightly rolling the leaves up, then thinly slice the rolls. The thinner you slice this kale, the less amount of work your hands will do. Since I'm wearing a Band-Aid, I'm going to put some gloves on. Add a pinch or 2 sea salt, squeeze lemon, and massage for about 5 minutes. Note, massaged kale makes a complete lunch, but I often add a cooked side along with salads, especially in the cold months, such as some rice or quinoa. If I'm doing a detox, however, I'll just have the salad. After the kale is massaged, drizzle on your favorite oil here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Jennifer Mack, and don't forget to be deliciously healthy. This is the cooked kale. This is the massaged raw kale. They actually taste pretty similar. Really good.
What another great video, right?
Yes.
I hope that you are taking notes and writing some of these things down. I hear so many times, I don't like kale. I can't eat it. It's too hard. It's too bitter.
Are you talking about me?
No, no. But really, Jennifer does a great job of showing how you can use tools to be able to eat kale in the raw form and not just cooked. Good. But I am so happy to have someone here today that I've known. I felt like it was kind of an ordained appointment when we met. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Sandy Byrne, and she owns Olive and Then Some in Five Forks, Spartanburg, and Landrum. Yes. And she also owns Palmetto Olive Oil Company on Augusta Road.
She's a busy lady.
She is, and she said to me that she feels like her store is a ministry at many times as her customers walk in the door. And I have used her oils for all of my cooking groups that I have, and I've loved them. And so I just want to welcome you, Sandy, for coming today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy. I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, I remember the first time when I met you, we were actually at Sports Club. So it's been good to get to know you. So I'm happy that you're here today.
Well, thank you.
And my husband, I'll have to say, like when I first started using Sandy's oils, he said specifically, "What are you doing different?" when I was cooking. And I was like, I'm just using these new flavored olive oils, and they're just a higher grade. And so I have really enjoyed it. And I love experimenting with all the different flavors that we've got here today. As you'll see, she has different flavored olive oils and then some balsamic vinegars as well.
It makes a really big difference, but even the unflavored oils, which I don't know that you use a lot of yet.
I have used some of them. They're very, like the robust ones I
Right,
really do love.
and those even make a really big difference in the taste of your food. You know, it just makes everything taste fresher and brighter, and of course it's so much healthier for you.
Right.
Well, I bought several bottles of your oils, and I still have them. I love them. They're
Oh, well,
great.
good.
Well, what makes yours different than what you buy in a store?
Well, a couple of things. One thing is, you know, you hear about cold press, first crush, to be extra virgin olive oil, but what they don't talk that much about is early harvest. So to get really the healthiest olive oil that you can get with all the health benefits, they almost need to crush the olives when they're still green. And a grocery store and commercial olive oil companies don't do that because you don't get as high of a yield. So, you know, it's just kind of like you take take an orange, you know, if you cut open an unripe orange, there's not a lot of juice inside. Well, it's the same thing with an olive, and olive oil is basically olive juice, but you cut open an almost rotten orange and it's just almost liquid. Well, that's kind of what they're crushing to make commercial olive oil. So but you lose a lot of the health benefits and a lot of the flavor. So all of ours are early harvest, and then we also buy our olive oil from different parts of the world at different times of the year. Like we're currently in the northern hemisphere oils, so all of our olive oils come from the northern hemisphere because that's when they've crushed olives the most recently. And then like around January, that's when we'll start getting in our southern hemisphere oils. That's when they'll be from like Australia, Chile, Argentina.
Wow.
So it's really important that you have them fresh.
I know I've been into the store at one point and you didn't have the rosemary, which is one of my favorite, but it was because it was a certain time of the year of getting it the freshest.
Exactly.
So even though I was upset, I appreciated
I know.
the fact as well.
I know, it is.
it goes
So-
back to eating things in season.
That's
doesn't it?
right.
Exactly, exactly. That's when it's the best for you, so that's when you get the most health benefits. And we want people to use them. They're really good for about 18 months from the time they're crushed. So if you're going to buy olive oil, you really want to know when the olives were crushed. If you're going to buy olive oil, first of all, if it doesn't taste like olives, if it tastes like nothing, like a lot of what you buy in the grocery store doesn't really have any taste, then what is it? You know, you're not really sure that it's even olive oil,
Well,
so
your
it should
bottles
taste
are
like
beautiful.
olives. Thank you.
I
Thank
know.
you.
I have mine all on display right by my stove, and so they look pretty. Well, tell me, what kind of customers do you typically attract in your stores?
Well, we tend to have two different kinds. We have the gourmet chefs that come in and they understand the importance of using really quality ingredients, and they come in and they really are kind of purists. They want the uninfused oils. They want our traditional 18-year-old balsamic more so than the flavored oils, or at least that's what they think they want. Once they start tasting, a lot of times they change their mind. And then we have the people who really don't know how to cook at all, and they want to cook, and they want their food to taste like restaurant quality food. Well, it's really, really easy if you start it with good food and you use good products to have restaurant quality food using our products.
Right.
And so there have been a lot of wives, and I know you were a fabulous cook before you started using our products, but there have been a lot of
now
people
that's a whole
who had a
story in
lot of
itself.
fails that are now cooking, and their family is really excited about it, and it tastes delicious. And learning to use fewer ingredients, just use whole foods.
Right, and that's what we had talked with our guest right before you. Is just it all goes back to eating the foods that are in season. Whole
Exactly.
foods, raw foods are the best for you.
Right. We were in Italy this summer, and for the most part, there are no rich sauces or fancy toppings. They eat whatever's in season. They cook it with olive oil, salt, pepper, and maybe a little lemon juice, and it's just delicious. But you can't decide that you want something that's not in season and order it on the menu. You know, they're just
Right.
not even going to have it. It's not even going to be available if it's not in season.
Right. And you know, I have had so many different, you know, a wide group of women who come to my cooking groups that, like you said, that like your customers who come into the store, some don't know how to cook. Some can cook but don't know how to cook healthy.
Yep.
And then some, you know, that do know how to cook and just want to change it up. So
Exactly.
I have really enjoyed just experimenting with the different flavors of mixing what you have here. But when your customers come in the door, and I know Mom and I have been like,
Oh, that was great. I think we stayed about an hour.
I know.
didn't we?
I mean, you can come in and pick up a gift in a hurry or something, but you might as well plan to spend about an hour, because we usually start you out with, all of my employees are fabulous. They use the product. Most of my employees were actually really good customers. As a matter of fact, I just hired a young man yesterday he's graduated from Wofford, and he was so excited about everything. He said, if you ever need some help, and I said, would you work for olive oil?
Yeah.
And so he's going to come and and just work for us just for olive oil to get trained, and then we'll bring him in when we need
Well, I
him.
remember the day I was in there, or we were, you left, and I kept saying, well, I'll taste one more, I'll taste one more. And I'm telling you, you just go around, you can taste them, can't you? And
You
I said,
can.
I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
You
I can't
can't.
take it all, but I took a lot of it.
I know. Well, and so we give you a bowl of bread, of ciabatta bread,
Yes.
to taste all of the olive oils. And then we switch to the vanilla ice cream. And the vanilla ice cream is just a nice way to sample the balsamic vinegars. We don't necessarily expect you to go home and eat it on ice cream, but it gives you other ideas of how to use it.
It shows you a wide range of how these can actually be used, and not
Exactly.
just in a pan or, you know.
Exactly.
Well, what do you have here for us today to
Well,
to try
I have
out?
brought, these are just some of our most popular flavors. We have almost 60 different flavors of oil and vinegar in the store. So these are just some of our most popular. I'm going to show you, this is our wild mushroom and sage. I'm just going to put a little bit in here for you to taste. And this is one of my favorites. Here, you can just use a piece of bread.
Okay.
This is one of my favorites. I use it to make omelets. I use it to do, we call it a Thanksgiving omelet. So I'll saute celery and mushrooms and onions in this, and it's got that little bit of sage. So it really tastes almost like all the flavors of Thanksgiving. And just put it in an omelet. I don't even use any cheese. It's delicious.
It's very good.
It's also great for roasting
this is
vegetables.
what?
That is wild mushroom and sage. Now I'm going to mix in, this is cranberry pear. This is our most popular of the white balsamics. I'm going to mix a little bit of this in here. And
So
going to have
mixing the two, the olive oil, the mushroom, and is that right?
yeah, it's wild mushroom and sage and
sage.
cranberry pear. And you're going to have to really kind of swirl your bread around.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
And I'm actually been teaching a cooking, I've been teaching a cooking class at the store. All of my cooking classes are quick and easy. And so this is, we do a wild rice salad.
Oh my
So
goodness,
it's
that's so
wild
good.
rice with mandarin oranges and craisins and slivered almonds, and then you just use this as the dressing. And you can actually, it can stay in the refrigerator for days, and it really gets almost better the longer it's in the
I
refrigerator.
mean, you could basically, and I know a lot of people have salads and they end up ruining their salad with some store-bought salad dressing, and it's just as simple as taking one of your high-grade, healthy olive oils and mixing it with one of these,
Right.
you know,
You
balsamic
just don't even
vinaigrettes.
have to add anything else to
Nothing.
it.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I just used the balsamic, but this is much better.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Let me show you another combination with that cranberry pear that's so good. So I'm going to put a little cranberry pear, and I'm going to put a little bit, our blood orange olive oil is actually a fused oil, which means that they take the oranges, the blood oranges, and they take the olives and they crush it together. And so it gets the natural oil from the oranges. So it's especially
So
delicious.
this is the blood
That is
orange.
the blood orange. Did I? And the cranberry pear balsamic vinegar.
Okay, mix that up there.
And that's a really nice, light, fresh summer salad dressing.
Oh, that is so good.
And of course, that would also, you can imagine salmon marinated in that. Of course, with salmon, you don't even have to marinate it very long, but just put a little bit on that on salmon. Pork tenderloin I've done with that combination. It's
this is
really
what?
good. Blood orange and cranberry pear.
That is really good. And you know, with your oils, I always encourage people to eat, you know, the fat, the good healthy fat, fiber, and protein at every meal to keep your blood sugar level. And this is just a great way to incorporate the healthy fat into your meals.
Right, and it has so much flavor, you don't have to use much.
No.
I think that's where a lot of times people get in trouble. They're trying to put fat into every snack and every meal, like you said, along with the fiber and the protein, because they put too much, because they're trying to get, but just a couple drops goes a long
Right.
way.
Absolutely.
Do you do cooking classes?
I do. My cooking classes are not for the gourmet chef to come and take. My cooking classes are
Somebody like me.
Usually I like 2 or 3 ingredients recipes that are quick and easy, and I like to do classes that show you how you can entertain. But I'm a little ADHD, so I don't really like to be preparing the food when my company gets there. So I like to teach classes that show you how to make all your food very quick, very simple, in advance, and so when your company gets there, you can just enjoy your company and just put your food out. So, so those are the kind of cooking classes. I know I kind of advertised the last one as a 30-minute meal. We did that rice salad, and we did salmon with maple balsamic. We did some truffles for dessert. And a salad. So I mean, we had like 4 or 5 different things, but after 20 minutes. we were done.
Yeah.
So it didn't even take 30 minutes to make the meal.
So if our viewers tonight would like to know more about how they could learn more about your cooking classes, where would they go?
Probably the best thing to do would be to go on Facebook and look for that, or even message us and give us their email address, because we usually send that information out in emails.
And your Facebook is?
Oliveandthensome.com or palmettooliveoil.com, depending on which store is closer to them.
Okay. Well, tell me about some more combinations. Like, let's say, you know, some people don't even know what to do with fish. And, you know, fish is really an easy protein to cook that is very healthy, but it can scare people away. And I know that I have experimented with some of your oils with salmon, with halibut, with tilapia, and it just makes such a huge difference.
It does. If you like just a tiny bit of heat, are y'all okay with just a little bit of heat?
I like anything hot, as we tasted our spicy kimchi
Okay.
in the beginning.
So
of
this
the
is our
program.
chipotle oil. It's not crazy hot. It's just a little bit of heat. Try it like this, and it's going to be a little delayed in when you actually taste the heat. So you start out with the heat. I usually, like use this as a combination. I'm going to put some pineapple balsamic vinegar in it.
Go ahead, because I actually have some of
Okay,
that
so
at
you know
home.
this one. Okay, well try it combined. And I will cook the protein, so I will cook either fish or chicken or shrimp in just the chipotle oil. And then I will make a salad with like feta cheese, black olives, almost like a Greek salad, but instead of using the Greek dressing, I will use this combination of the chipotle and pineapple. So you get it in layers. Do you see how it kind of evolves in your mouth? You get a sweetness, then you get a little
The
smokiness.
spice is right on the back.
And then you get the spice on the
We've had
back.
our dessert, huh?
I know.
There you go.
So you've used that already 3 times. Just this is a great one to have in your kitchen for lots of different uses, a pineapple.
Right, it is.
So obviously these balsamic vinegars are not something that we just use in salads.
No, no.
So give us some other tips and ideas of how we can put those into play.
Well, and so as we said, when you come into the store, we're going to actually give you a cup of ice cream to sample it on. And so the ice cream, the whole idea behind that is to show you that you can use it for lots of different things. So it makes a great marinade. It makes wonderful desserts. We have an espresso, a dark espresso
Yes,
balsamic
I have
vinegar.
that.
So peaches, of course, in South Carolina, we're about to be in peach season. So take a peach, cut it in half, drizzle it with a little bit of espresso balsamic vinegar, maybe a little bit of brown sugar if you want to, or a lot of brown sugar if you want to. And then just put it under the broiler. And the top of it will caramelize, but the
yes.
peach won't really cook because just the top of it's going to get hot into the broiler. You just watch it. So you've spent maybe 3 minutes, and you pull that out, put a little ice cream on it, and you've got this delicious dessert. And it took 3 minutes to make. I also just did, I had to do an out-of-town reception for somebody, so I was trying to come up with little quick and easy things. So I got the brownie bites. You know, you can get them at any grocery store, bakery department. They're little round brownies. Right. And so I took the brownies and I drizzled them with the espresso balsamic. I did half with espresso, half with raspberry. Just drizzled that on and let it soak in. And then I mixed up a truffle recipe, which takes 1.5 minutes in the microwave oven. I'm all about quick.
This is healthy living, Sandy.
I'm sorry. Oh, should I not go there? No,
just kidding.
there's a raspberry on top.
There's balance.
Balance.
It's just this big. It's
Oh, you're right. You're right. So you put a little dot of that on top of the brownie that's saturated with the really healthy balsamic vinegar, and then I just put like a little espresso bean in the espresso one,
And
a
you know,
little
there's
raspberry.
probably so many flavors in that it really does satisfy.
It really
that
does.
Sweet tooth.
It does.
Now, we only have. I mean, this has gone by quickly.
What
Tell
about
us
your,
about
your orange blossom?
your brownies.
So the brownies, and these are a little healthier than normal brownies, but it's just brownie mix from the grocery store. And rather than use the canola oil that it calls for, we used blood orange flavored olive oil in place of the oil that it calls for.
If you're going to have some fat in it, you may as well have some
healthy fat. That's right. That's
What do you
right.
think?
My goodness.
That's good, right?
And of course, that makes a great gift for somebody. And then they can use the rest of their blood
And I
orange to
have
eat
been in
even
your-
healthier with the
delicious.
with the cranberry pear balsamic vinegar.
And I've been into your store just to grab a gift. So I love your store for that too. Now, with our last few minutes, let's talk about these salads. Now, I love a salad in a jar. So let's tell our viewers a little bit about that.
Well, we've been actually doing classes in the store using the salad in the jar method, and it's just really an easy way to have healthy lunches. Basically, what you have to do is you have to put your salad dressing in the bottom of the jar, and then you put your chunky vegetables in first, and then you put in, the secret is not to let your lettuce greens get moist from the salad
So to
dressing.
not touch the dressing on the bottom.
Exactly, and they'll keep for about a week.
And you know,
so
if you'll
pretty.
look at the color on these salads, there's a reason that we have all these colors. Each color in these vegetables represent different phytonutrients that our body needs. So there really is meaning as to why we make salads like this. And this is so great. I love this big jar, and you said if you had company.
Right, you know, like I said, I don't really like to have to do a lot of cooking when I have company, so I will just make up the great big jars of salad, and so then when I get ready to serve it, I just dump it upside down. It usually doesn't hold enough lettuce for everybody, so I'll just put
Add
lettuce
some
in the bed, add
And
some
it
more
lasts
lettuce
how
to
long,
it.
did you say?
A week.
Yes. So
wow.
I love these because I keep them, I'll do them in the beginning of the week and then keep them in my refrigerator, and I'll either add them for dinner or I'll just have it for lunch. So
Right, and it's a lot easier to drive past, you know, those healthy fast food restaurants and go home when you have something ready to eat.
And it's
If you have to
important-
prepare something, you might be more tempted to pull in
Right.
and grab something else to eat.
And it's important to make sure when you make these that you get all your fiber from your vegetables and your healthy fat from your dressing on the bottom, and to add in some protein. And my husband had one, and he was like, this lasted me all day. I didn't get hungry at all. He said, what you're saying is really working, like keeps your blood sugar level because you're satisfied with everything that you have in those.
Right, because you're getting your protein, you're getting your fiber, and you're getting your fat.
So our viewers will have to come check out Sandy's location. She has one in Five Forks, Spartanburg, and Landrum, and then also Augusta Road. So be sure to check out her Facebook page and her website, oliveandthensome.com, and then you can connect with her on Facebook. And then learn more about her events. Come into her store, try a little bit of ice cream is okay.
That's right, moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually wanted to do a giveaway. So we'll take the first caller that calls in, and Sandy's going to do a giveaway to come into her store to get some oils. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
this
inviting
evening.
me.
Let's join
And
hands
we're
and
just
pray.
going to go ahead and close out in prayer tonight. Father, we just thank you for the
Yes, thank you,
opportunity to be able to learn more of how to honor our bodies, to be able to be educated, that you just open up doors and avenues for us to walk down, for us to learn what you would have us learn at the right time so that we could move forward in that. I thank you for our viewers tonight. I pray good health over each and every one of them. I pray for those that need healing, that you would touch their bodies tonight. And we just thank you for being here with us tonight. In Jesus' name.
Thank you for joining us.
So.
We can understand and realize it's through the gospel that you and I can be absolutely assured of what Paul said when he said, absent from the body, present with the Lord. We don't have to fear death. It's through the gospel that our whole eternity has been changed.